Steamboat Springs, Colorado, a picturesque town nestled in the heart of the Rocky Mountains, known for its rich Western history and the Olympic legends that it fosters. This is a place where dreams are forged and destinies are realized. And for one Olympian, this is where her new chapter began.
Steamboat has such the culture of family and helping one another that it just divides it from other towns.
Watch out for the ambiance.
Okay.
Oh dear. Are we really gonna
Erin, just be ready on the backside.
Yeah, on the backside of the second.
The backside of this one?
Yeah, the backside of the second when you want to pop off that little flat notch.
And then on the last one, the double down is the way to go.
Yeah.
After that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
I need to take this one slow. You don't want Mom breaking in half
Or you can
already.
roll everything super mellow too.
So my background in snowboard cross started when I was living in New Zealand for a year. Went down to visit my family, my dad's family down there. And I saw local competition and I just started to race it. It was a weekly border cross event. I started winning all of them, and I'd heard that a girl who I was racing against, she came to the US and won money. So I was like, kind of put two and two together. I'm beating her, I want to go to the US and win money. I booked it home on an airplane in 2000 and got in my car and drove down to the US and took my first race and got third place, got on that podium and won some money. So that was the start of my career and the start of the possibility that I knew I could do it and I had a future in it. Ended up being on the Canadian national team and 9 seasons later, X Games, Olympics in 2006, all representing Canada. With snowboard cross, what kept me going was the speed and the thrill and the excitement. Not only are you facing bank corners and the speed and jumps and even gap jumps and the crazy courses, but you're also, relying on 5 others to not clip your board and take you out or, cut in front of you in the wrong angle and drop you to the ground because then your race is over and theirs too, right? Like it can be anyone's game when you're beside someone.
The right side is like way steeper. All right, you gotta beat your brother this time.
All right, I had a bad
I got the good lane. It's a straight lane. See it? It's way steeper. All right, racers are ready. 5-second warning. Go.
It started off, my husband lived in Aspen and, I met him and he had the chance to move up to Steamboat and be the head freestyle snowboard coach for the Steamboat Springs Winter Sports Club. And so I thought, that's a perfect time for me to move from Canada and come down and join him in a town that had great family, community, and just start our lives together. So yeah, after a life of competition, there is definitely that transition of what am I going to do now? It was a hard decision to retire from snowboarding, not snowboarding in a total, as I still do it all the time with my family.
Right before you drop the brakes, I'm gonna do a double no. I did it! I survived! I'm better than Mom for the cross.
Basically, I wanted to become a mom. I mean, that was the be-all, end-all. So my last year competing, I ended up getting pregnant. I'm still like kind of deep into it. You know, I finished competing in 2007, had jet in 2008, and then really wanted to do one more X Games in 2009 just to prove that I could be a mom and get back to it. And I did. I went out there, you know, it wasn't my best result, but I was out there with those girls and that was super fun. And, you know, I took him into the athlete tent and he had his first X Games experience, just born.
Yeah.
Every step of the, you know, that my babies went through, that my kids went through, you know, into the teenage years that we're in now, like, I just had all that to look forward to. And so knowing that I wasn't out there competing was hard. You know, I missed the traveling. I missed all my friends around the world that you meet when you're, you know, international athlete. But then focusing in on my boys and spending day to day with them and, you know, starting this whole new life of a family was just a great way for me to transition and not fall down that rabbit hole of being sad that I wasn't out there.
Mom can still do it.
Riding with my kids is just amazing. You know, the four of us, my husband included, you know, just to be able to keep up with our kids and still be out there and still love what they do and they love what we do. But yeah, Steamboat would just seem like the perfect place. Tons of snow, 4 seasons throughout the year, which is amazing, 4 different seasons. And just a great place to raise a family. And you know, now my 2 boys are here enjoying the world of Steamboat and the mountains close by and the biking in the summer. And yeah, to hang up the bib and have 2 beautiful boys was just the ultimate gold medal. In a resort town like Steamboat Springs, we can just hop in our car, be on the hill in 10 minutes. You know, you could go for an hour, you can go for 2 hours. You don't have to make a whole day out of it. So I think being involved in sport, and especially getting your kids involved in sport, is just so important for your mental health. I mean, yes, there's the top. You want to be the top. You want to be the best. But just getting out there and having a focus, whether it's one thing and then the next year you change to something else, a different sport. Pushing your body to a limit, whether it's one way or another, is just, it's good to try. It's good to experience. It's good to know that you can do that and come out on the other end. So after competing and getting out of that, you know, you definitely worry about going down a rabbit hole of being depressed or getting sad or like, I should still be out there. And you do go through that. I think when athletes retire and they don't necessarily, like, you know, for me being a mother, I had that to focus on. It would be great if there was more possibilities for athletes to reach out to other athletes. I found that it was actually a cool thing for me. You know, being in Steamboat, there are, you know, there's been 100 Olympian athletes that have come through Steamboat, especially through the Winter Sports Club here. And a bunch of them have decided to, you know, stay and settle here, and they raise their family here. So It's cool for me because I can join them on Olympic events in Steamboat, you know, whether we're talking to people or sharing our stories with people. And I think if more Olympians around the world had access to other Olympians that were on the world stage, you know, they understand each other. Yeah, so we are in Olympian Hall, and these flags represent each Olympian that has come through the Steamboat Winter Sports Club, which is the building that we're standing in and the venue outside, where all the kids come to train. They come down after school, join in with their respective ski club or snowboard club or cross country, Nordic combined, lots of activities here for all the kids. And these flags, each one represents the country that the Olympian went to compete in the Winter Games. So my flag is Italy, because I was in Torino, Italy for my Olympics. And yeah, we have produced over 100 Olympians that have come through the Winter Sports Club and through Steamboat. Pretty amazing. It just has this magic about it to breed awesome athletes. It must be the sulfur in the springs. No, they always say it's the water, so who knows what we're drinking. But again, I think it's the fact that we have such a great family culture here, and with the support of the mountain and the Winter Sports Club, just the kids are able to go down to the club, you know, after school. They can even walk from the schools here right to Howelson Hill and train. They can be on the hill at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, go till 6, you know, come home, dinner, homework, bed, and repeat. For a tourist that comes to town, when they find out that we've had 100 Olympians come through here, Steamboat Resort is quite amazing at promoting us and having us out, and we'll ride the gondolas with some people and just start talking to them, and it definitely makes their experience pretty cool. If you're in the grocery store, you may not know that you're beside an Olympian, but a lot of the coaches, like the other night, we were down there, and 4 of the coaches are past Olympians, and so it's definitely the culture here kind of fosters that, and kids can dream that they can be Olympians one day. It's not that far-fetched grab that they're looking for. Their coach is an Olympian. How cool is that?
How many you got here?
Pardon?
How many horses are there?
No, we keep about 40 going year-round.
Oh, amazing.
Even though our average annual snowfall here is about 34 feet a year, we haven't missed a day in almost 40 years of riding.
Wow.
Every day but Sunday.
Okay.
I'm very religious.
Yeah.
If I don't get to ski all day Sunday, my life's going to hell.
So you ride horses every day and you ski Sundays?
So Steamboat is definitely known for, cowboys and champagne powder, and the Western culture in Steamboat just goes back deep. It was the cowboys, it was the ranchers that started Steamboat and, made it to the town it is today, and they're still here, and, tourists can come to Steamboat and enjoy sleigh rides and horseback rides. So Ray Hyde is an Olympian in town, but his family goes back 4 generations in Steamboat. Started off ranching back, way back when, back before we all know.
So Ray, have you been in Steamboat your whole life?
Well, I was a city kid. I was born and raised in downtown Steamboat.
City.
But when they started closing all the country schools and busing all the kids into town, why, I started dating one of the country girls. One of the ranch kids came up to me and says, "Ray, don't you ever forget you're a city kid." But my little brother Delby bought this ranch in 1962, 60 years ago, and we've done nothing here but horseback ever since. They call me a cowboy, but I've never owned a cow in my life.
His son is now helping him run the business, and they have a ranch up north. They take tourist groups out on horseback rides and just show them like the good old steamboat way.
You know, it's when they start talking about opening the new mountain, everybody, all the business people in town just, wow, you know, this is, because all we had was Hallison Hill, you know, and it was beautiful. And at that time they had to lift clear to the top of Emerald Mountain. I'd always, on the 1st of May, I'd go up Rabbit Ears, hike across the back, and ski down the mountain, picking out a different line to ski every time. I was getting to the bottom of this patch of mud, and I started to ski across it, and I was on telemark skis, face planted, and I looked over, and they were putting in the first tower for the first gondola. Now I've got to show you a trophy, though.
Oh, yeah?
It's pretty classic. This is the Gore Range ski tournament in 1951.
That is awesome. They don't make trophies like that anymore, do they?
don't.
Just seeing the deep history in the Western community here, and then meeting Ray Hyde, and being Olympian with him, so I got to do super cool special Olympian events with him and others in town. He embodies Steamboat, and he is. If you were to think of Steamboat in its core rich history, it would be Ray Hyde in one bundle, you know? The cowboy, the long coat, the horseback rides through the powder, and just the smile on his face is just what Steamboat is. So today my life is pretty busy with my kids' schedule. You know, after retiring from snowboard cross in 2009, you know, I was fortunate enough to be mom to the boys as they've grown up. They're now 12 and 14. And, you know, my husband and I started a business of welding and fabrication. And so that's, you know, given me the chance to stay home a lot with the boys and raise them and just, you know, take them to wherever they need. And of course, they're busy with their schedules, whether it's football or biking or both. They're both snowboarding tons.
How can I help? Break it up a bit. Is that good too? Whoa, that's like rock solid.
Lose yourself in the heat of August. Savor the innocence of you.
But before they'd be like, yeah. At least this has like a little bit of a. We need a new roof. Nice one.
Lose yourself in the heat of August. Savor the innocence of you.
Right here.
But yeah, just transitioning from that life into now is just, Steamboat was the perfect place to do that. You know, it's such a good community feel and family feel here with the rich history in cowboys and powder, right? That's our logo, is cowboys and powder. So just to raise the boys in a safe town, and you know, they can now catch the bus anywhere or ride their bikes anywhere. And Steamboat's the perfect place to just feel free and feel like a family. And you know, if you need anything, neighbors are willing to help. And the outdoor activities here are just constant, you know. And to raise kids somewhere where you know that, you know, they're not going to be sitting around much. There's so much for them to do, so much for them to pick from in a safe environment and fun. All their buddies are doing it too, so why wouldn't they?
Walk with me alongside the river.